I'm excited to be sharing with you today some books that I think, if you read, will help you to achieve anything you want in life. Hi, my name's Christine L. Conroy. Welcome to Happy Stuff and Fluff, a channel for women over 50 who are getting happy and growing younger. Now, if you've been one of my viewers for a long time, you'll know I have a very strong belief that life is too short to live it any other way than happy and fulfilled. And these books I want to talk to you about today are books that have influenced me greatly and helped me to change my way of thinking and to achieve some of the things that I've achieved in my life. Some of them are very oldies but very goodies, and I'm going to start with one of those. It's this one. It's The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. Now, Norman Vincent Peale was an American minister and an author who broadcast his radio show, which was called The Art of Living, for 54 years. And he wrote this book, which was originally published in 1952. Now, it was the first book that I read as a young person that really set me on the path to understanding that my thoughts and my way of thinking had greatly influenced my achievements in life. And so, it's a great favourite of mine, which I continue to read and continues to influence me. So it makes use of positive case histories and practical instructions on how to use positive thinking, but not just positive thinking. I mean, he uses affirmations and visualizations to help you to achieve a permanent and optimistic attitude through conscious positive thought. This book influenced many, and still does, many famous people, including several past presidents of the US and also me. So it's one of my favourites. As I say, it was one of the first books that I read that led me onto the path in my life. So if you haven't had a look at that, please have a look at that. The next one, again, is an oldie. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Now, this is a book that if you hear anyone in the personal development field talk about books that have influenced them, this book will always pop up. And again, this book was actually earlier than the first one. This book was published in 1937. Now, what Napoleon Hill did was he interviewed over 500 of the most affluent people of the time. And he says doing that uncovered the secret to wealth, because he discovered what he called a common denominator to this, and he came up with a 13-step formula, which is described in the book. Now, of course, we know that wealth doesn't necessarily lead to happiness, but he also, in this book, talks about the power of thought and imagination and the subconscious mind. Now, these two books, they're not just about goal setting and achieving goals. They're about things like your whole approach to life. They're about how to banish fear, how to stop worrying quite so much. It's all about how to use your thoughts to help you to live a better life in general. So I think those two books are a good groundings to get you in the right mindset before you start setting goals. And then the third one is this book called Creating Your Best Life, the Ultimate Life List Guide by Carolyn Adams Miller, who you can see is a master in applied positive psychology. And that's one of the reasons I like this book, because it's researched based on the topic of goals and happiness. So it's filled with interactive exercises and quizzes if you like doing those. It helps readers to set and achieve what Adams Miller calls life list goals. But what I like about it is it also explains the link between goals and setting goals and happiness. And then I have a bonus book for you, which is this one. This is a more recent one. called The Art of Setting Smart Goals. Now, we've talked about SMART goals before. If you haven't seen the video, I'll leave a link here. It's by Anissa Marcoux. I believe that's how you pronounce that. Now, we know that creating a habit change is a major part of setting and achieving goals, and this book gives you step-by-step actions in how to do that, and in the pursuit of the what, why and how you will achieve your goals. So she uses the SMART goal concept, which, as we know, is a framework really. It's the most popular model, I guess, for setting goals. It's a significant work in goal setting achievement, and it's a framework that creates and achieves, helps to create and achieve any type of goal. I like this book because she specifically talks about things like, ask the questions, am I too old to set goals? Is it too late for me to set goals? So I particularly like this book for that reason. But when I talk about achieving any type of goal, you know, one of my clients, an older person, who said to me, oh no, I don't set goals, I don't have a career anymore, I'm retired. Well, this is a common misnomer. Setting goals is not just to do with your career or your work life. It is to do with that. Obviously, it plays a major part in that, in achieving the next step in your career. But it isn't just about that. It's about life in general. It's about living our lives in the best possible way, is utilising setting of goals. Now, this could be, you know, you could set a goal of something you want to achieve this afternoon or this evening. You can set a goal for something you want to achieve in a week or a month. There are short-term goals. And then, of course, you can go on to set long-term goals too. But it's a way of living life, setting goals and achieving them, and then setting different goals and achieving those. That's what I like about this book, the book of Adams Miller, who talks about that correlation between setting goals and happiness, because we know and have evidence that proves living in that way, that setting goals gives aim and purpose, and therefore greater well-being and happiness. So it's all about setting goals in order to live your life in a better, more successful way, which of course is what we're all about on Happy Stuff and Fluff. So these are just 4 of my favourite books. I want to ask you, do you have a favourite book that you've read on either setting goals or personal development, one that possibly set you on a different path or changed your way of thinking? I'd be really interested to know. I will be doing more of these videos because obviously I've read tons of books, lots of them that I'd like to recommend to you, but I thought we'd start with 3 and of course a bonus one because you've got 4 today. Okay, let me know what you think. Tell me what your favourite book is. Yeah, that would be great. And I'll see you next time. And until then, remember that on the Happy Stuff and Fluff, we are getting happy and growing younger. See you soon. Bye-bye.